What is up, guys? So today this video is going to be a little different to my usual vlogging style. Today I'm going to talk about the university differences between the UK and China, most specifically between my home uni Sussex and CUHK Shenzhen, which is where I am right now. I'm going to look at 5 differences. So the difference in work, the difference in living, so where you live, how you live here, the geography difference between this university and Sussex, the extracurricular aspect of university, and then also the money side of university. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the work difference, because it is the biggest thing. So in Shenzhen they follow an American style of university. So we have midterms, which is exams during the middle of the term, and finals, exams at the end of term. But then also we have, continuous assessment, so assignments once a week, quizzes, ongoing case study readings. So it's actually quite a lot compared to in England, where you only really have assignments you do once a week, which are optional, maybe one project during the term, and then an exam at the end of term. So there is a big difference in the amount of workload you do, and that's one thing I've noticed quite a lot. Secondly is the living. So because it's a college-based university, every student lives in colleges, or as we call them in the UK, halls of residence, and each room sleeps 4 people. So as you may have seen in my previous videos, because I'm on an exchange, I only share with one other, but the students who go to university here full-time share with 4 people. Everything is communal, so you have a shared kitchen on each floor, you have a shared bathroom on each floor, so it's a very kind of communal way of living. Because I lived in halls in my first year, it wasn't so much of a problem, but I can't imagine living in a room with 4 people for 4 years. That would really take its toll on me. So that's the second thing, talking about the living. The third thing is the extracurricular side of university here. So to put it frankly, there isn't any. Because CUHK is a very new university, they're actually still in the growth development stage, and their sole focus right now is academics. I mean, they are literally so new to the extent that they are still building some of the uni, and they have been, since we've been here. So organised sports is very limited. There's not a university team. My last video I went on a football match with my college team, but that was a one-off. But there is some inter-college sports being organised, but that's all usually run by the students. So the university don't have much say in that. So yeah, I mean, specifically for this uni, I wouldn't come here if you're looking to do sports. They do have quite a few gyms, so they have a gym in each college, and then a new sports hall which has just been opened, and with a swimming pool and a gym and dancing rooms and big halls, etc. So yeah, so don't come here if you want to do sports, basically. As well as sports, there are other, extracurricular things that the university don't offer that could. Theatre, music isn't that big, and just generally other things outside of, academics and classroom. It certainly will develop as the uni grows, but I think because it's in such an early stage and it's only its 4th year, it has placed its focus solely on academics. What about is the geography. So China is massive.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
It still kind of baffles me every day, and I can never really get to grips with how big it actually is. But the University of Hong Kong in Shenzhen, so CUHK Shenzhen, isn't actually in Shenzhen. It's about an hour drive, or an hour and a half on the metro. As you can see on the map here, it's quite far out. So unlike in England, where most universities are either literally in the city or just outside the city, so Sussex for me, it takes 15 minutes to get into Brighton. Here it takes me an hour. There was probably no space in, nearer the city because it's all built up, but Longgang, the district we're in, is known as University District because I think there's a literal university opposite us. So that's another thing. The geography of actually getting to university is quite difficult. Another thing with the geography is, not necessarily geography, but something you have to take into consideration when you come to China is the air quality. Not something that really fazed me at first, and still doesn't really now.
Ooh, you're odd.
But for people who do have sensitive lungs or breathing, you may struggle. You can visibly see the smog on some days, and some days it is really bad, and some days it is really good, so it does vary. But if you do get affected by bad air quality, or you have asthma, something like that can really affect the amount you enjoy your time here. The final thing, and maybe one of the most important things, is the money. So the university, if you come to study here full-time, costs 95,000 RMB, or 95,000 yuan, which is actually over £10,000. So it is more expensive, and local students here do appreciate that. I was speaking to one of them and said, you got to save up a lot, and that's the reason why not a lot of people in China go to university. However, they do offer lots of scholarships to students, so you can get that reduced. So I'm not sure about China, but obviously in England the tuition is covered by the government and you pay it off as a loan. I'm not sure if the government give loans, so you have to have the money in cash basically, otherwise you can't come here. It's important to note that CUHK is different because it's an English speaking university and it's very modern. It is more expensive than probably the average university within China. So I think each university within China has its own different tuition fee, so they can range from anywhere between $1,500 to above $5,000, and then obviously for Shenzhen 95,000 yuan, which is 15,000 US dollars, so it does vary quite a lot depending where you go. But in terms of actually being at university, it's so cheap. Accommodation here for me for the semester cost me £130. Yeah, that's right, £130 for the whole semester. I pay £130 a week to live in Brighton.
Oh my God!
So it gives you an idea of just how cheap it is here. And not only that, but things like the canteens, all the food here is so cheap. I usually pay just over £1 a meal for lunch and dinner. So the money I've brought over here has gone a long way, which has given me, the opportunity to go to places like Beijing and Shanghai during my break, and has given me the opportunity to travel. So it is very cheap out here, which is a big benefit, and which is one of the reasons why you can enjoy your time here, because you're not having to constantly worry about money. Saying that, I'm still not very good at budgeting.
You're a stupid dumbass.
But yeah, so those are, the 5 things that I've noticed since I've been here. I hope that gives you a slight idea of, what things to look out for when you come here. My experience here has been very good. I had a bit of a tough start because I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it, but I've loved every minute of it since I've been here. Despite the workload being more, I'm making the most of it. I'm being more productive and stuff, and it's actually benefiting me in the long run. So I would 100% say anyone who's thinking of coming out here, just do it and just commit and make that leap of faith, and just, even I'm only doing a semester here, so it's not even that long. I hope you enjoyed the video and look out for some more.